Today, we're starting at the bottom and climbing to the absolute peak of Hollywood colorist technology. I'm going to show you exactly what changes as you climb up the ladder and help you to determine the best option for your workflow. Let's dive on in. Most people are serial colorists, where one mouse click equals one change. But the secret to a professional grade isn't the software, it's parallel movement. A panel turns you into a painter, allowing you to adjust lift, gamma, and gain simultaneously. It's the difference between editing an image and being in a flow state where the tech simply disappears. This is the newest way to color grade, and this is the most expensive. One fits in a backpack and runs off of a battery, and the other costs as much as a luxury SUV. They both control the exact same pixels, but the way they do it couldn't be more different. Let's start with the new kid on the block. This is the DaVinci Resolve Micro Color Panel. At roughly $600, it is the most affordable way to get professional DaVinci Resolve trackballs on your desk. It's the panel I personally own and swear by, and the headline here is freedom. This is the first ever color panel for DaVinci Resolve that is truly wireless. It's got Bluetooth 5.1 and an internal battery that charges via USB-C. See this slot at the top? That is specifically for an iPad Pro. If you're a DIT grading on set or a nomad at a coffee shop, this setup is unbeatable. With it, you're getting the exact same high-resolution optical sensors for lift, gamma, and gain as you'll find on the higher-end panels. But the real secret sauce here is actually the shift functionality. Because this panel is smaller, Blackmagic has added dedicated shift keys, engineered to maximize the available space within such a compact footprint. When you hold these down, the trackballs and knobs change their behavior. Suddenly, you aren't just adjusting your primaries. You're resizing power windows, modifying the scaling of your clips, and even applying grades from previous ones. Since it is also the newest panel, it adds new features such as dedicated individual reset buttons for lift, gamma, and gain that you won't find on the other panels we'll be looking at today. Another feature unique to this board is how it handles power windows, as you can now resize and maneuver them using the trackballs and wheels. The other panels we'll be looking at next control power windows through dedicated knobs, which is a completely different experience. Having learned this board first, I can say wholeheartedly that I prefer and actually really enjoy this new method, and would love to see the other panels updated to have the same functionality. The team at Blackmagic Design has really outdone themselves with this panel. It's a massive amount of power and the footprint the size of a computer keyboard, and it's perfect for a beginner colorist wanting to take things to the next level, or for the seasoned professional that wants something compact they can take with them anywhere on the go. For the price, it is simply unmatched, and it therefore is always my first recommendation to people looking to get started on their color grading journey. While we're on the subject of the micro color panel, I have to give an honorable mention to the original micro panel, which was originally released back in 2017 for around the cost of $1,000. While I unfortunately wasn't able to go hands-on with one for this video, I have been in the presence of one before and have heard very good things about it. For its time, it was a great value panel, giving colorists a gateway into service-based grading for a pretty solid price. Now that price compared to the new microcolor panel gets you a much more durable build, featuring machined aluminum. But because of that, it is a significantly heavier panel. While it is still smaller than the other panels we're about to talk about next, it was designed to be stationed permanently at a desk, not something you take on the go. Another limitation of the original micro panel is that it can more or less only be used for primary grading. There are no shift modifier keys or secondary functions for any of the controls. This may not be a huge deal for you if you are a dailies colorist and you rarely go beyond primary controls, but for a majority of people, the new micro color panel offers more value with its expanded controls. Given its age, you would expect this panel to be selling for less than its newer counterpart, which would make it more palatable to colorists who are trying to start out small. But in most places I have looked, it is still being sold for almost the same price it was when it first released. You might be able to find one used for a little bit less, but chances are you will get more value for your money by purchasing the new micro color panel. While the market for this panel has shrunk considerably, that doesn't mean the panel itself is a bad product. There are still plenty of colorists who use this panel every day and do phenomenal work, which is a testament to the incredible value that all the panels we're talking about today will bring to your work. Now we're stepping out of the portable category and into the big leagues. This is the DaVinci Resolve mini panel. If you walk into a freelance color suite, 9 times out of 10, this is the board you're going to see on the desk. At roughly $2,500, it is a significant jump in price from the micro color panel, but here's exactly why it's worth every penny. The biggest game changer is right here, the dual 5-inch screens. On the micro panel, you're still a screen watcher. You'll make an adjustment on the board, but you have to look at your computer monitor to see what you've done. With the Mini, those days are over. These screens are contextual. If you're working with power windows, the screens will provide every parameter available to you, each one mapped through the knobs. This functionality is available in most other tabs of the color page, and can even be mapped to DCTLs. Then there's the top deck, where you'll find dedicated physical buttons for your serial, parallel, and layer nodes. Instead of digging through menus with a mouse, you just tap a button with your left hand and twist a knob with your right. This is where the muscle memory we talked about earlier really pays off. It allows you to keep your eyes on the panel and your calibrated reference monitor. It's a faster, more professional way to work. Build-wise, this panel is a tank. It's made out of machined aluminum, and it adds power over Ethernet, which means that one single cable can provide both power and data to the board. And don't forget, this usually comes with a full DaVinci Resolve Studio license in the box, which is an additional $295 value on its own. If you're grading for clients every single day, the Mini panel is a no-brainer. It's not just an expense, it's more of an investment. And finally, we have reached the summit. This is the DaVinci Resolve Advanced panel. Now, let's address the elephant in the room. This setup costs roughly $30,000. If you see this panel, you aren't in a bedroom. You're in a high-end post house like Company 3 or Harbor. This is the industry standard for feature films, and here is exactly what that $30,000 gets you. It's not just a control surface. It's a 3-piece console that weighs nearly 50 pounds and spans almost 4 feet of desk space. The sheer amount of controls is overwhelming, and there isn't a manual for them either, as this panel is designed to be taught in an apprenticeship setting. The first thing you'll notice is that there are 4 trackballs, not 3. That 4th ball on the right is your dedicated offset control. Having all of these wheels enables you to adjust every range you could need simultaneously with perfect precision. It is the ultimate expression of parallel grading. Moving beyond the wheels, you'll find a seemingly endless sea of keys. Each are assigned to a specific action in the color page. These keys also feature up to 2 additional functions, accessed through the up and down shift keys. Then you have the T-bar fader. This isn't just for show. This high-precision fader is used to perform wipes between your current grade and your reference stills. When you're trying to match a shot from scene A to scene B, the T-bar allows you to manually slide between them to check your skin tones and your contrast levels with 100% accuracy. On the other side, you have the transport panel, which features a weighted jog and shuttle dial that feels like butter. With it, you can scrub through your timeline with frame-accurate precision. Because every single sub-page of the color tab has a dedicated button on this panel, you can toggle between your scopes, your lightbox, or your gallery without ever, and I mean ever, touching a mouse. While this panel is designed to essentially eliminate the use of a keyboard, there actually is a full slide-out one built into the frame. When it's time to name your versions or search for a clip, you'll pull it out, type, and then slide it back to get out of your way. This panel is designed so that the technology disappears, becoming an extension of one's own mind. It's built for the colorist who needs to work at the speed of thought. It's intimidating, it's expensive, and it's the ultimate goal for anyone who is serious about this craft. Now that we've looked at all the different panels, the return on investment is simple. The microcolor panel is for the casual or the nomad. The mini panel is for the career freelancer. And the advanced panel is for established post-production houses. But here's the secret. Even the cheapest panel I've shown today will make your work better, because you're experimenting more and you're clicking less. In the world of post-production, time is money, and these panels exist to save you time. Whatever one you choose as your tool, if you master it, you'll be an unstoppable force in the world that is color grading. With that being said, that is all I have to share today. If you want to see a more in-depth look at any of these panels, please let me know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, you know what buttons to click. My name is Rocco Germani, and you've been watching Resolve by Rocco.